Hi, I'm Eren Cannata, and this is BMI Know Them Now. The most important album or song or piece of music that has ever came across my ears was something that I received as a gift when I was 7 years old. It was this band named Jellyfish, and the album was called Spilt Milk. And I remember listening to the first song, Hush, and Hush it was this lullaby with all these beautiful vocal harmonies and arrangements that would go in and out of each other, and I just was completely blown away that music could be this beautiful. I just didn't know that it could be this beautiful. And it still means something to me, this record. The drums sound amazing, the vocals sound amazing, but the most important part of it was that the songwriting was incredible for the whole album. And I was blown away. The production, the mixing, everything. And I remember hearing it and going, this is it. This is music. Like, I want to be a part of this. And it felt future to me, but it felt something really familiar. And I try to take that vibe with me on everything that I make these days, you know? I try to make something that has a future message, a future feeling, but yet feels familiar and feels warm and feels vintage in a way where you can hang your hat on it and go, oh yeah, that's my song because it sounds like this song that I like, that gives me that aura feeling from this thing, but it feels now, and I just love that. That's what inspires me over and over and over again on music, is blending those two together. The first thing I do when I get an idea on a new piece is I pick up a guitar, I pick up the drumsticks, I pick up the bass. It's always a different thing. Every time a song is crafted, it always kind of feels like it has its own fingerprint, and it has its own new method, and it never really overlaps. I guess, you know, playing guitar overlaps, and that feeling, and I've had this guitar for as long as I can remember, and of course that overlaps from session to session. However, every song feels extremely different from each other, and they feel like they are always searching for their own identity. So I pick up a different instrument, and I noodle, and I kind of figure out what the DNA is of that song in a new instrument or a new way of playing something. And then usually after that, the song has a life, it has a pulse, right? And it has something that I go, okay, this is where we're going to base this whole song around. Whether it's a guitar lick, a drum pattern, a bass lick, a bass thing, you know, it just always feels like it happens organically and in its own specific way. The one thing I want to achieve in my career is writing the biggest song in the world. That's what I want to do. I want everyone to know the lyric and the melody and the chords of something that I was a part of. I want people young and old to just love the music that I'm creating and appreciate and have the ears that I have for this music, and share that together. I think that that's one of the most beautiful things in the world that can be uniting of everyone across the globe, is if you listen to the same song and appreciate the music that comes out and the art that comes out. It's something that really feels good, and that's what I'm chasing. That's what I want to do this for. That's the fun that I'm having, you know? That makes me have fun. When people have fun to the music that I have, or cry to the music that I'm making, or want to do the right thing in society with the music that I'm making. You know, the family that, music family that I'm building here, that I've built here, and we're so together in the music that we're making, to having the same exact feeling, you know. And it doesn't have to be just pop songs, whether it's musicals, whether it's film or TV, or the biggest pop star in the world. We want to have that feeling, you know, and we're pushing for it. My relationship with BMI is an amazing one. I've known Tim Pattison since I was in college, and we've grown our friendship throughout the years, and it's been very cool to be able to work now at this level with someone that knows different versions of you, and you knowing different versions of them. And I just think that it's wonderful that you can kind of grow as family together. Pop songs are changing, productions are changing, so it feels awesome to do that with people that you trust and I would describe my musical style as pop music, but with organic elements that are all-inclusive. I have a huge heart for pop everything. Like, I want to be just involved in the poppest of songs at all times. I'm fully obsessed with the most well-crafted songs and the best production. I love it. However, my style, I like to add the heartbeat and the imperfections of that perfect instrument. And I like to add that human element into my records a lot. Whether that be, hey, this needs a clap, okay, I'm clapping, I'm going, I'm adding it myself. If this needs a bass line, I'm playing it in. And it doesn't exclude programming, it doesn't exclude synths, of course. I just prefer in my productions to have a balance where I know that there is the perfect crafted element of pop involved, but also something that breathes and speaks in a very humane way. The best piece of advice that I've ever received is from one of my uncles, Julio Fernandez, who's a guitar player for Spyro Gyra. And he told me once, and I'll never, ever, ever forget it. He told me it's not the notes you play, it's how you play the one note. And I've always really taken that into an account in my productions in a very serious manner. I can play guitar, but it's not about shredding for me. I can play drums, but I'm no virtuoso at drums. I slap the bass. I can really get in there, and I can make it amazing, but it's about that heartbeat, right? And when I learned that, I heard that first, and then I learned that years later. When I actually learned it, music opened up for me. Doors opened up for me, where it wasn't knowing that it wasn't about me killing it or about the piece of gear or this or that. It was about how you make it yours. It was about the bone tone. It was about like having it be something that has a feeling. And I feel like, going through the music industry with knowing that, you can hear music differently now too, and it kind of like gives me an energy where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I hear it now, oh, this is amazing. Or I hear too many notes and I go, oh, this is what I would do. And I don't know, it's freeing. It's an amazing feeling to be that free, to just be able to play one note and let it ride. Well, my secret to avoiding writer's block or anything to that extent is kind of simple but kind of complicated. I pick up a new instrument, and you see in the studio here I have a lot of guitars, and I don't mean another guitar. I mean, I will pick up an instrument I've never played a day before in my life. I will pick up something that feels uncomfortable to me. I'll pick up something that feels foreign to me. And in that, I'll usually write a song, because I'm musical, and we're all kind of musical. We have this thing that keeps us in the studio all hours of the night. And I find that writer's block completely disappears when I get inspired by a new sound, or a new way of playing something, or something that feels, ooh, that's funny. Oh, okay, I didn't think I was going to do that before. Okay, maybe, I don't even know what chord this is. What's the next chord here? Oh, that's it. Maybe this is the song. You can play it? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Dulcimer? I don't know. What instrument is this? Oh, harp, an actual harp? Okay, now we're going places. Okay. Got that one. That's a nice one. So, new instruments.